I want my policymakers, I want people who are going to be running this country, running my state of Colorado, I want them to be more informed than regular YouTuber me. All right, so for this next video, and this is something that I've been saying and championing for a long time, and I'm pretty sure today's not going to be the last day that I have to explain this and kind of continue to hopefully change in the near future if I can get that kind of platform. But when it comes to politics, I don't care what, if you're a Republican, Democrat, anything in between, character matters. Okay. I don't know when it happened. Some people would say Trump, some people would say Hillary or Obama, but what you bring to the table matters. Okay. The bar to have a seat at the table when it comes to having that political power, that bar has been set extremely low. It is understandable on why we are where we're at here in America today. And the best person, not even Trump, but the best person that demonstrates this is Herschel Walker. And DL Hughley said it best. Like, I love the way that he broke this down, and it's understandable. And let's go ahead and watch it so we can see what he says. Let's go.
Only adult child I can see shit on their father was Herschel Walker's son. That's the only one. And that's because
You try to kill him?
you can't try to shoot my mama and then be a senator. Like, you can't, like, really, you can't shoot my mama, talk about how, absentee parents, and you're absent, before abortion, but sponsor so many of them.
Right.
It's just like, at a certain point, it was incumbent on him to let the world know who he was so they can make an informed decision.
Yeah.
But that was it. That wasn't even shitting on somebody. That's just, you got to know who my daddy is.
Right.
Like, to me, ordinarily, I would be proud. I should be proud that I would have been proud that two black men were running for the Senate in the state of Georgia, whether I agree with them politically or not. It is something that's never happened. Even in Reconstruction, it didn't happen. But the fact that you've done all these things, I got a simple rule. I can't vote for you unless you can beat me in the spelling bee. Like, if you can't beat me in the spelling bee, you can't. Not only do I think, Herschel Walker, if you're going to be a spokesperson, you got to know how to spoke. Like,
Right. He don't spoke too good.
I don't think, not only do I don't think he should be a senator, and I also don't think he should be left at home with the pilot out.
You might blow up the house.
I don't. But it's because you never tried to get better. Like, you didn't recognize, you didn't go, well, my speaking, I need to improve this.
Yeah.
He never tried to meet with policymakers. He never tried to do anything to show the country that he was ready and trying to be better at the job. He just thought a different way. So I thought that the son was, it's almost like if you knew your family was doing detrimental things to society, would you just sit idly by? And so I thought there was a difference between Christian Walker and what Romeo did. I thought Romeo was vindictive, and he was trying to, hey, watch this nigga. Let me tell you what he does.
All right. So, one, what DL Hughley just said is there's no way to argue that. Okay. One, it is extremely rare for a relative to come out with the truth, and especially that being your father, that you have enough integrity and dignity and honesty to tell the world, like, hey, this is not my dad. My dad is X, Y, and Z, and he's dead 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Let alone close friends to you being that honest and saying, hey, this guy, I love him, but he's not ready to be in this position of power. He's not ready. This is not the guy. So hats off to Christian Walker for that. Now, DL said that, he doesn't want to vote for someone who can't beat him in the spelling bee. My thing is, I don't want to vote for someone if I've read more books than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the past 2-3 years, I done read 42 books. Now that may seem quite a few for a lot of people. I'm starting late. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cram in as much knowledge as I can, but I'm searching, I'm looking, I'm educating myself. I'm trying to figure out who's reliable sources when it comes to, certain topics. You know what I'm saying? I just don't listen and read everybody. No, that's not constructive. I want my policymakers, I want people who are going to be running this country, running my state of Colorado. I want them to be more informed than regular YouTuber me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be more knowledgeable when it comes to policy making and what bills would better assist people. I shouldn't know more or have a better argument than someone running for Congress, running to represent my country, my state, or let alone my country. One, consistency does matter. That's one thing I love about Bernie Sanders. He's been consistent from day one till today. You can pull up videos 20 years ago and he will still sound the same, look the same, and still have the same message. Now, sometimes that's not helpful. You kind of have to go along with, some of the societal changes, some of the economical changes. That's helpful. But when it comes to your foundation, your moral foundation and moral beliefs, that shouldn't change. And if it does, very little. Another one thing where I don't know why this kind of slipped out of debates, or when it comes to choosing who is going to represent us in this country, no one, hardly, I don't want to say never, because I haven't watched every single debate. I haven't seen everybody's, video when they're running for whatever position, but I hardly see anyone with detailed, complicated policies or legislation that they want to pass. It's okay if it's confusing. It's supposed to be confusing. You're trying to be in charge of millions of people. But I want to hear the numbers. I want to hear the detailed explanations of this. Make regular me understand how you plan to have Medicare for all. Explain to me how you feel the minimum wage should increase, instead of just, everything else is just increasing. Like, I get it, but I want some details. Give me the facts. Give me the full course meal when it comes to you creating policy. That's what I want. Integrity. Integrity is an important virtue everyone should have and practice, but it has to be mixed in with love, because integrity is going to have you stand your ground. Like, this is what I believe in. This is how I kind of see how society should move, but it needs to be mixed in with love, because if you don't have love, you're not hearing or trying to understand or empathize with people who have opposing ideas. You not everybody, all 300 million Americans are not going to agree on one thing. You need to be able to understand the other side. You need to be able to meet halfway, or 75%, whatever it takes to uniform the country together. And that takes integrity and love. You need both of that. And then we need to get away from debating a person, the person's personal life, the person's looks, the person's color, their sexual orientation. None of that matters. Policy is what matter. And now, and I honestly think it kind of started with maybe Obama, because many people voted for him because he was black. And then Trump, people really voted for him because of his craziness, because he, shoots from the hip. He doesn't filter anything from here to his mouth. He just says whatever comes to mind. None of that is acceptable. And Herschel Walker, in my opinion, is the best example of someone who should not be running. And not because he's had abortions or, but he stood in a position where he felt that he could judge other people, saying, hey, you should not be having abortions because I'm pro-life. Abortion is bad. Abortion is bad. How many times has he said abortion is bad? But then when it comes out, he sponsored a couple. That makes you look bad. When he's saying a family needs to be together, a man and a woman need to be in a household together, raising their family, comes to find out he's broken 4 or 5 different families that he started. If he was honest and forthcoming with his past and saying, hey, this is where I came from, this is where I'm now at, I've learned my lessons, and now I can extend that grace to other people who's been in my position and be able to explain to them they don't need to have that abortion because I've been there. This is how I felt. This is what I've learned, and this is where I'm at. It's so many different ways you can be honest with people and have people still trust you and still believe that you can be that person that can change their life for the better. And that's what we need. So enough of that. So let's go ahead and get into the next video.